surpassing Michael Jordan as the GOAT. Now, when I say GOAT here, I'm talking about the greatest of all time. So my son has fallen in love with basketball. He loves playing it. He loves talking about it. He loves watching it on Instagram and YouTube, catching up with whatever we can. And it's the school holidays here at the moment. And we've been going down to the local basketball courts and shooting some hoops each afternoon. And yesterday, after we'd finished shooting some hoops and we were in the car on the way home, he said to me, "Dad, how's Michael Jordan going to feel when I surpass him as the GOAT?" And I was blown away because this limitless thinking, this unlimited ceiling of what it is kids are capable of blows me away every time. And it's something that we lose as adults. We start putting limits, we start putting restrictions, we start putting a false ceiling on what it is we can achieve. We start playing small. And that's when we start to miss out. We start to miss out on having those amazing hopes and dreams. We start missing out on the achievement of amazing things because we're aiming small. It's when the regret and frustration builds up. And then he shocked me even further by turning around and said, "Dad, if you'd really wanted to, do you think you could have been the greatest of all time in basketball?" Now, bear in mind, I'm 5'9", and yes, I could dunk it when I was younger. I probably still could right now. Being a sprinter, my jumping ability is quite good. But I'm not a basketballer by any stretch of the imagination. I love the game, not particularly good at it. And I said no. And he said, "Why not?" He said, "If you were committed and you trained as hard as Michael did and you really wanted enough, what's stopping you?" And that is absolute gold right there, because nothing. Right? There is nothing stopping me. If you want something enough, if you're willing to put in the work, then you'll get there. Michael Jordan isn't the most talented basketballer that's ever lived, but he's the greatest basketballer that's ever lived because he wanted it enough. He got out of his own way and he did the work he needed to do to achieve it. Right? He was limitless in his thinking. He wanted to be the greatest, so he became the greatest. The same is true of Usain Bolt, of Roger Federer, and in business, people like Steve Jobs, people like Elon Musk, people like my personal favorite, Sir Richard Branson. You know, these are people that have achieved great things because they've been limitless in their mindset. They've been limitless in their goal setting. They've been limitless in their desire to chase it with purposeful action. So it just makes me realize how limited we become as adults. And as parents, when you watch your kids growing up, you watch them taking their first steps, right? They're not limited in their thinking. They're limitless, throwing, "I can walk like everyone else. I'm going to do it." And they fail often. But they get back up again and they try again and again and again until they walk. And then it's running. And then it's all these other things that they go about, and they're limitless in their pursuit of it, right? And it's only over time, when society and us as parents put limits on them, that they start to play smaller. So I truly believe we have an obligation to strip away those limits and do something quite special. So I really want you to think about that. And I want you to think about the limits that you put on yourself. And I want you to just sit there for a moment and reflect on what life could look like if you stripped away those limits. If, just like my son, you truly believed that you could be the greatest of all time in whatever pursuit you choose. Foster that feeling, foster that thought, and then take purposeful action and watch what you can create with that. I think we're far too limited. And I think when we strip away those limits and we dream big and we take even bigger action to achieve those dreams, greatness is there, ready and waiting for us. Strip away the limits, become limitless, and achieve greatness.